Hey everyone, welcome to another Mail Day episode. Today we have a very special Kaldheim foiled episode. I'm going to give you a hint at what we're going to be looking at today. Let's just get a hint at what we're going to be looking at. Oh, that's a lot of foils, and are they all lands? Yes, they're all lands. Yes, we're looking at all the beautiful foil lands coming out of Kaldheim, specifically the pathways and the snow duels. So let's start with the pathways. If you remember, I did a very similar video with Zendikar Rising and the pathways that were initially printed in that set. And now we're going to look at the crazy foils from Kaldheim. So I got to say, the foiling on these is pretty intense, as you can tell, just by looking at them. Really crazy foiling. Sometimes to the point where you don't see the art that well. So I'm not a fan of that, especially when it comes to the black lands, where they tend to be darker and the artwork gets to be hidden a bit. But overall, very nice. Very nice pathways. I'm happy that the cycle is done. It's just nice to have it all complete. See, like here again, a lot of the artwork is kind of hidden unless you look really close. And the camera is kind of making it worse, but we see on the other side, for the green side, since it's definitely using more color and it's lighter, you can see the artwork pretty well. Beautiful art either way. Very happy that the pathways were printed in full art extended as well. For me, when I think about pathways, these are the versions of the lands of the pathways I would want to play. I find that the normal pathways, the non-full arts, I don't know, they just seem too generic for me. I don't know why. It doesn't have to be foil, it could be the non-foil full arts, but I don't know, something about the regular ones doesn't do it for me. Very nice artwork here. Very, very nice. And of course, one of my favorite overall pathway art. Just beautiful. Try and get it good for you here in the camera. Very nice. And as you can see, the foiling, very intense on these cards. Very intense. I keep saying it reminds me of Double Masters. Double Masters, when I first opened my first Double Masters product, that was crazy. Okay, it looks like my camera's battery here just decided to die on me, even though it's fully charged. So I'm going to have to stop this video real quick and change it. Be right back. Alright, we're back with a new battery. Sorry about that. Let's continue with this video. Very beautiful art. Again, you see it even with the foiling, when the artwork is lighter, you can see it a lot better. Beautiful. Again, this artwork for Tide Channel Pathway. Beautiful. Just beautiful. The foiling, well done, even though it's kind of overboard. Well done. I really do want to play with these pathways a bit more. I think as I dip my toes back into 2-color decks, I'll definitely be playing them more. But in 3-color decks, just doesn't make sense. So these were all the pathways. There's only 4 of them total. So let's move on to the snow duels. The snow duels. Alright, this is going to be fun. Imagine if they had done these full art as well. Probably at some point in the future, maybe. They are just common, so I don't know how possible that would be. For sure, if they ever, break magic and print, dual lands that you could pay 2 life, kind of like basically a shock land that's a snow. Yeah, definitely gonna make it full art, but I think at that point they'd also just break snow in general if you printed very efficient mana, snow mana like that. So there's that. Very, very cool. Probably put everything in the picture here, as I normally do. I think the artwork overall for these was pretty much spot on for each one. I definitely have some favorites, but I think overall, I think the artwork is just very beautiful. And all snow, so it's on theme. Very, very cool. There it is. Beautiful. So they did the full set, luckily, thankfully. They didn't split this between now and Strixhaven, kind of like they did with the Pathways, between Zendikar Rising and Kaldheim. So I'm kind of happy that all 10 variants were printed. Look at the foiling on this one. Yeesh. Look at that. You can barely see the art, but you can see it just enough. Very nice. So yeah, nice to have them all. And these are all commons and pretty... I mean, it's great that they are common and easy to find, foil, non-foil, whatever it is. Which means they're very, very cheap. Which means, I mean, that's always good. When lands are cheap, it's always good. When lands are expensive, well, it just makes it harder to build competitive decks. Which is nice when you play Commander, right? Because in Commander, yeah, you want to be competitive, but you don't have to be hyper competitive. You're not gonna go put Power 9 in your Commander deck. It's kind of overboard. Very nice art. I really like Alpine Meadow. Very cool. Up next is Ice Tunnel. I really like Ice Tunnel. Very nice color. I mean, you know I'm a sucker for blue and purple, so anytime you have something like this in foil, I'm gonna like it even if it's bad. But this is actually pretty cool. It is an ice tunnel, so I mean, your creativity can only go so far here. But I think they hit it. I think it was great. And of course, look at the full grip here. We got it all. Beautiful to look at. Very nice foils. Love the color. Volatile Fjord is next. Man, after all these years and all the lands they've ever printed, they still come up with unique names. It's kind of funny. Sometimes you could tell on some cards they were really stretching to find a name for it, which is kind of funny when you do see that. But no, for these lands at least, it was pretty much all spot on. It was nice to be going to a new plane, plane that we haven't gone to before in a set at least. Gives us a bit more creativity here. You know, calling it a fjord and all that. It's always nice. Arctic Tree Line, another dual land art I really enjoyed. Very, very nice. You see like the Aurora Borealis in the background, or at least whatever it would be called on Kaldheim. Very nice. So the full grip. Very cool. Up next, Rimewood Falls. That's pretty cool. Got some water with your snow. Pretty cool. So how many of you are playing with these snowlands in your decks? I'm assuming Commander, but also in other formats. At least Modern. Maybe Pioneer. Standard for sure. Yeah, I'm curious to hear what kind of decks you're playing them and what's your experience with them, because I definitely try to play with them, but you know, a lot of you already know my view on lands that come into the battlefield tapped and you have no choice, or the requirements for them to come into battlefield untapped are steep. Not my cup of tea when it comes to lands and playing competitive decks. So although these lands are really cool, and I definitely wanted to own full play sets of them, especially the fact that they're commons, so not hard to get. Just finding it hard to force myself to play them. And you know, I've played against opponents now that are trying to play one or two of these in their decks. And yeah, you know, when I see an opening start from my opponent's side where they play one of these tapped and they can't do anything else turn one, I'm very happy. Very happy to see it. I welcome it. I hope more and more of my opponents do that. It's just, I just feel like it's not the best play in the world. All right, our last one, Glacial Floodplain. Pretty cool. Nothing spectacular, but cool artwork either way. I'm really just happy that we have this. If you want to build a theme deck now, like a winter theme deck or Christmas theme deck, you have so many cards to choose from. I'm super excited for Christmas 2021 for many reasons. Beautiful. So this was it. Another mail day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe and notification bell. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All those things take you a few seconds, but for me, they make a big difference. Help me out with the algorithms on all these different websites. Definitely helps me out, spreads the word. So we'd really appreciate you doing all of that if you want to. If you're interested in becoming a patron and joining my ever-growing Patreon community, check out the link in the description of this video. Set up the tiers in a way where, some of your money is actually given back to you at the end of every year in the form of mythics and rares that I open up on this channel. And the longer you're a patron, of course, the more you get. So yeah, check out all that information on Patreon. It would be really cool to have you as a supporter. Thanks, and have a good one.